And what followed Lashley and Theory was the faction match of the night, and it was still a tag team, but it was factions. It was Judgment Day versus the Mysterios.
Mysterios.
So this was what I expected. Nothing revolutionary, nothing crazy.
Happy 20th anniversary,
yeah,
by the way, Ray.
well deserved. Ray can still go, and I said that during the match. I said, he can still perform at a very high level, which is great. It's just not his time anymore. Like I don't want to see Rey Mysterio carry the company, if that makes any sense.
Wait a minute. So, I mean, obviously, he's 47 years old.
Right.
Past his prime. But
right.
Are you not intrigued with his matches? Or are you not intrigued with his booking?
Because, not his booking, yeah.
Okay, because I'm looking. He's not bumping the way that he used to when he was younger.
He still bumps.
He still bumps great, but it's not as much. Like he's careful, but he can still do all the moves fluidly.
Yeah, and he also has the power to grow an eye back out of nowhere somehow. So that's pretty amazing. But so again, I must be hating on young talent. I don't know what it is.
Here we go.
I'm just not
Dominic.
Huge
I know it's
on
Dominic
Mysterio. I'm not. There's nothing about him that just screams superstar to me. And like you said, watch him get an injury and come back swole. That's all it's going to take. Because that boy is not tight. You can see that those, what he wears holds in, some baby fat. And that's fine. It's not about the aesthetic. And I like the father-son team. But outside the father-son team, what would you buy Dominic as? I certainly wouldn't buy him as a main eventer. No way.
Well, he can have decent to good singles matches. I mean, anytime you can hang in there with Seth Rollins, that speaks volumes. And now that Vince is gone, I think we're going to get back to wrestling.
Oh, I definitely think so.
So as long as he can show and prove that he's a good wrestler, I think he'll be booked against other good wrestlers, and they'll make beautiful music together.
Wow.
So
eloquently said.
So really, like, this new regime of WWE is, I mean, almost anybody can grab that brass ring. If they're able to get the time that they need to showcase their talents, they'll be pretty good. But walking into this match, I was thinking, when are the Mysterios going to get a W? And why not today? But Judgment Day's been red hot. They've been streaking.
Yeah, you told me that, and I, for some reason, just, I don't know, forgetful.
Well, I mean, Edge was getting most of the wins.
Right.
And we got to see Edge tonight.
Yeah.
So the moment we saw Edge, I said, oh yeah, Mysterios, they're getting this W.
I wasn't sure because he came back with the Brood entrance, and I think it suits him. Edge is a good-looking dude. I just wish he didn't cut his hair, because for that particular persona with the Brood, the hair was like, you remember the hair flip and the water and everything. I could buy Edge with his haircut for Judgment Day because he was almost like a pastor, the way he was doing, almost like a what's his name, Cyrus the Virus from like ECW, like
Don Callis.
Don Callis, yeah, that kind of thing. But it's great to see Edge back, and the dude is in phenomenal shape for his age. He's really put in the work, and he's overdue for a great send-off. And I couldn't be happier to see Edge, because I'm a humongous fan of Edge. And I've said all the time, you never say no in wrestling, but we've been proven wrong every single turn. But Edge was literally the one I thought for sure was going to stick. Never again. I remember that Raw, and I remember it fondly, and it was heartbreaking. But he's back. It's just, where do you fit him now? He's obviously a face. Yeah. Now, does he start feuding with Judgment Day?
Of course.
Probably.
Of course.
The feud, I mean, I get it, we cut out our weaknesses and whatnot, and that's cool. You turn on your teacher. Finn, to me, seems lost in this. I think Damian Priest, this is a great spot for him. But Finn seems lost.
And Rhea, I agree with that, because I didn't think Finn needed to go to turn heel.
No.
I think we both unanimously agreed that Tommaso Ciampa would have been a great
I really
fit
thought that was the fit.
Or Ciampa. Oh, like I said, who knows? He may get his first name back.
He might get his first name back. But, yeah, so the match was good, but it was overshadowed by Edge's return. which that if you watch it again, I'm going to watch for Edge's return. There's a couple cool spots with the double 619 with, Daddy and son setting it up. But it's not one that I'm like, oh, I got to go back and watch SummerSlam for the Judgment Day and the Mysterios. It's just not one for me.
Which is true. I mean, I still gave it a 2 count.
I gave it a 2.
Because it was a really good match. It was a really good match. And I would rewatch this. I would literally rewatch this just so I can watch Dominic and make sure that, like his facial expressions when he's selling are on point. Just to basically scout the youth because they're the future, Joey. There's no way in the world.
So you like watching paint dry too, apparently.
Hey, listen, we might as well get used to it now because they're going to be here for the next 20 years. Theory, Dominic, all the people that you don't like right now.
They won't be.
They're the future stars.
You will see. They won't be. They won't last.